Hey guys, for this week's blog post I'm going to be answering the question of whether or not I think my writing has changed over the course of my 5 books that I now have published. The very short answer to that is absolutely. I think my writing has changed. I think anyone would say that my writing has changed over the course of my 5 books. The longer answer to that is I started writing Alien Savior in 2013, which was the same year it was published. Which, when I say it out loud, makes it seem like I've been doing this forever, and I really haven't, but it doesn't feel that long. But I think that in just like any profession, you get better at what you do with time and with practice and learning from your mistakes. And so my books are absolutely better since then. Very specific ways. I'm sure people are looking for, specific examples. So let's see. What do I do differently now than in 2013 when I started Alien Savior? The biggest thing I can come up with off the top of my head is that I storyboard now. I actually work out plot. I plot out the entire book from beginning to end, and that is very different with Alien Savior. Actually, for my first 3 books, which is probably more than I want to admit to, but I knew the beginning, I knew the characters, I knew the setting, I knew the beginning, kind of the middle-ish, the climax, and then the ending of the book. And I just sort of started writing, and I went with the flow. I went with what I was feeling at the moment for them. And with Adrift was the first one that I really had to plot, probably because it forced me to, because I was working with 2 different timelines. I was jumping from the past to the present. But I realized in doing that my books are stronger when I do plot it out. So that's what I do now. But I'm not, even though it's a good strategy and it makes my work stronger, I still don't plot out every single scene. I really don't. I don't plot out every interaction. I don't plot out exactly where I want the character's relationship to be at a certain point. I still keep it as organic as I can, and to try and let the characters tell me where they need to go. And I think that's super important, and I hope that as I go forward, I will maintain that. I will retain that, because I think it's a really good strategy for me personally. The other thing that I do differently now is I use a different program. And that sounds like maybe not that important, but for a writer who my life is on the computer, it's absolutely important. It's integral to what I do. My first, I think it was 2 books I wrote on Word. Now, I love Word. I use it every day of my life. But for writing a 300-page book, Word is definitely not the way to go. I use a program now called Scrivener. It's spelled Scrivener, and it's for playwrights or screenwriters or any type of writer, and it's amazing because I can toggle. I have options, and I toggle between scenes or between chapters, and just with a click of a mouse I'm in a new chapter or a new scene. And it's amazing because if I need to move things around, if I need to quickly find things, I don't have to do a search in Word for like chapter or for whatever. I just toggle back and forth. I can also just lock onto a chapter and move it, or a scene and move it around in the book, and with 2 clicks and it's done, as opposed to Word where you guys know you have to, cut it and paste it and then scroll through your whole 300-page document to find where you want to insert it. Scrivener is so much easier. It saves me so much time. Of course, everything has to go into Word eventually, but that is what I use. It's something that, a piece of advice that I give writers, new writers, is that program. So just like I said, anything, just like with any other profession, you learn what works best for you, and you learn kind of the tricks of the trade. So I hope that gives you some insight into how my writing has changed over the last few years. Hopefully it will continue to change. I think that's a good thing. Hopefully it will continue to get better and better. All right, guys, thanks so much for listening. I'll talk to you later. Bye.